In this video, I will demonstrate how to complete the admissions node of the chart tree. I will also provide a brief overview of several different documents or profiles that will be attached to the admissions node. Further information regarding these profiles will be provided during the live computer training class. The admissions node is used to document the admission or discharge of a hospice patient. In the IPCC setting, the RN will collaborate with the unit coordinator to ensure required data is entered into the patient record. In the absence of a unit coordinator, the nurse will complete the admissions node. For those admitting patients in the home care, long-term care, and hospital settings, the admissions node will be completed by the nurse who is completing the admission. For more information regarding the discharge of a patient from the EMR, please refer to your computer training resources packet. To begin, let's look at viewing a patient's current admission record. In the chart tree, click on the arrowhead to the left of the admissions node. Next, click on the active admission, in this case indicated by Hospice 8/12/2019. The details of the active admission are displayed on the right. For those patients who are not yet admitted, I will next be demonstrating how to enter a new patient admission into the record. In the chart tree, locate the admissions node. Click on the plus sign to the right of the admissions node. Remember from basic math that plus means add. Therefore, we will be using this symbol to add new entries to the patient record. Beginning at the top, we see admission code and financial account number. You do not need to complete these fields. We see that the admission date auto-populates to the current date. You do not need to complete the admission time or the history and physical date. The admitted by auto-populates to the credentials of the user who is logged in. Today I am the trainer, therefore you see I am admitting train RN. If your credentials do not show up here, you may select Show All and select from the drop-down menu of users. Moving down, we see Admit From. From the drop-down menu, select where you are admitting the patient from. In this case, I'll select Home. The next field, Medication Giver, you do not need to complete. Scrolling down the screen, under Admission Type, we see several different tabs. Of these tabs, you must complete the ones with the red asterisk. This includes Referral, Division, and Payment. Under Referral, we see that the referral information has auto-populated from the referral node that was originally entered. We also see that the diagnosis has also populated from the referral node which was originally entered. Please note that at the time the referral is entered, the diagnosis will always be entered as R69, illness unspecified, until such time that the nurse speaks with the physician and the terminal diagnosis has been selected. Moving down, we see the referring physician, in this case listed as Jennifer A. Messer, MD. Moving down under attending physician, select the attending physician from the drop-down menu. If you do not see the attending physician listed under the drop-down menu, simply click Show All and then reselect the drop-down menu to find the physician you are looking for. Under Physician Role, select the role of the physician from the drop-down. In this case, I will be selecting Attending/Primary. Moving down, we see the Medical Director drop-down. Select the correct physician from the drop-down menu. If you don't see the Medical Director you are looking for in the drop-down menu, select Show All, followed by reselecting the physician from the drop-down menu. Lastly, we are asked to select the physician role. In this case, I will be picking Medical Director. You do not need to select the Encounter Physician. This completes the Referral tab. Next, we will be moving on to the Division tab. In this case, I'll be going through a few different examples. We see from the referral node that initially the patient was referred for the IPU Blue Ash, so I will start with Inpatient. In this case, if the patient's division is IPU Blue Ash, it would be selected. The program auto-populates to Hospice, and the branch pre-populates to Blue Ash Inpatient Unit. In this case, we would be selecting the team, which is also the IPU Blue Ash. What if our patient was a home care patient? In this case, the division would be considered home care. The program would still be hospice. From the branch, we would be selecting what team the patient would be on. I will pick Home Care Central. And from the drop-down for team, I will be picking Central Home Care Team. If I had a patient that was a long-term care patient, I would be selecting long-term care. The program would always be hospice. From the branch, I would pick which team the patient would be on. I'll pick Long-Term Care West. The team then would accordingly follow. In this case, I'll be picking West Long-Term Care Team. And lastly, I'll be selecting from the drop-down menu, Partners. In the event that the patient is admitted to a hospital setting as a hospice patient, I would select Partners. The program would always be hospice. I would pick the branch. In this case would be Partners. And then the team. Which hospital the patient would be at determines which team they would be on. For example, if the patient were at Bethesda North Hospital, they would be considered East Partners. This concludes the Division tab. The next tab moving across is the Payment tab. I will click on the Payment. Next, I will complete the level of care. In this case, you would select which level of care the patient is receiving. I will select Routine. The Metropolitan Service Area will pre-populate. You do not need to complete the core-based statistical area. However, from the payer source, you will select the patient's initial payer source that was entered at the time of referral. From the plan, you will also select the plan that goes in accordance with the patient's payer. When all of these have been completed, simply click Save in the top left corner, and your patient is now admitted to the program. It is important to note that a patient's admission record can be edited as needed. To do so, simply select the active admission, make any necessary changes, and click Save in the top left corner. Additional documentation is attached to the bottom of the admission node, and this would include documents such as the MSP questionnaire, the Mock 10 Fall Risk Assessment, the military history and veteran status, the IDG meeting summary documentation, and the HIS or hospice item set. I will be giving a brief overview of how to attach each document. However, further information will be provided during the live computer training class. First, let's discuss the MSP questionnaire. In the top toolbar, click the MSP questionnaire icon. Next, I will click the word Add, and then double-click on the record you just attached. The MSP questionnaire is the Medicare Secondary Payer Questionnaire. This is utilized in order to determine if any additional payer sources are responsible for payment of hospice services, for example, the Department of Veteran Affairs or Workers' Compensation. Once the questionnaire is attached, complete the questionnaire by following the prompts. Once finished, click Completed and Locked. You may then close the questionnaire by clicking the X in the right corner of the profile. The next document that would be attached to the admission node is the Fall Risk Assessment, or the Mock 10. In the top toolbar, select Add New Document. Select Fall Risk Assessment Mock 10, click Add, and the profile will open. Complete all assessment questions, noting that a score of 4 or more is considered at risk for falling. Therefore, a fall risk care plan must be completed. Once the profile is complete, click Completed and Locked, and close the profile by clicking an X in the right corner of the Profile tab. The next document, which must be completed for every patient, is the Military History and Veteran Status Profile. In the top toolbar, select Add New Document, followed by Military and Veteran Status. Click Add. Once completed, click Completed and Locked. Close the profile by clicking the X in the top right corner of the Profile tab. For those clinicians participating in IDG meetings, The HOC IDG meeting summary documentation is located under the Admission node. In the top toolbar, locate Add New Document. Select the IDG meeting documentation profile specific to your discipline. For example, I will be selecting HOC IDG meeting documentation. Click Add. Once completing the profile, click Complete and Locked. You may close the profile by clicking the X in the top right corner of the Profile tab. Lastly is the HIS or Hospice item set. Once the initial nursing assessment of the hospice clinician note has been completed by the admission nurse, HIS data from the hospice clinician note will auto-populate under the HIS icon. The admission nurse will click on the HIS icon to review for completion, verify accuracy of HIS data, and sign. The HIS discharge portion is also completed by the compliance team upon discharge. For the nurse completing the admission, further instructions for locking and signing the HIS profile are located in the Hospice Clinician Note Initial Assessment Packet. This concludes the video on the completion of the admissions node of the chart tree, including attached documents or profiles. For more information, please refer to your computer training resources packet.